Okay, so this is my first attempt at solving an equation using my GoPro. Well, not really using it, but recording it with my GoPro. So we'll see how this goes. This was the extra credit from the test that was given today, and I want to show you how to do it in case you're interested to know. So the problem is that we got a quadratic and a trigonometric equation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by saying let's let the value a equal the sine of x. Now if a is equal to sine of x, then we can replace the sine of x in that equation with the variable a. So instead of having 6 times the sine squared x, we'd have 6 times a squared. And then instead of having minus sine of x, we'd have minus a. And then instead of having equals 1, we're going to want to bring that over by subtracting 1 from both sides, so that we now have a quadratic equation. Now I need to solve this quadratic equation. So I can solve that by using the quadratic formula, where a is 6, b is -1, and c is -1. If you have the quadratic formula on your calculator programmed in, then you can just plug them in and quickly get them out. If you don't have it, then we go the opposite of -1 is 1, plus minus the square root of -1 squared is 1, minus 4ac all over 2a, which is going to equal 1 plus minus the square root of 1. Negative times negative is a positive. 4 times 6 is 24. So we get 1 plus 24, or 25, over 12. So I've got 1 plus 5, that's 6/12. And I've got 1 minus 5, that's -4/12. Or in other words, 1/2 and -1/3. So that's what a is equal to. Now I don't want to know a, I want to know what x is equal to. So if a represents the sine of x, then I can now replace that a with the sine of x. And so I get that the sine of x is equal to 1/2 is one solution, and then whatever value for x satisfies the sine of x equals -1/3 would be my other solution. So now I need to solve these just like we've been solving our trig equations, and we want the general solutions. That's what it asked us for on the extra credit problem. So to solve this, I'm going to take the inverse sine. So x equals the inverse sine of 1/2, which is on my unit circle, that's 30 degrees. And then to generalize it, we'd say plus 360 degrees n. But we also know with the sine function that there's an infinite number of solutions to this. This gives us half of them, but when we take inverse sine, there's another value between 0 and 360, and that's the supplementary angle. And so if I go 180 minus 30, I get 150 degrees plus 360 degrees n. Over here, I'm not going to be able to do this one without my calculator. So same thing, take the inverse sine, and I get x equals the inverse sine of -1/3. I don't remember what that answer is, but whatever it is, that would give you one value plus 360n. And then to get the other one, we go 180 minus that value plus 360n. Now that I've got it written up here, I think we did this one actually in radians. But anyways, I was just trying to see if my GoPro would work, and that's going to be our first video.